we need to get Dad's truck back together. So that's what we're gonna try and do over the next day or two. I already got the new liners and pistons installed. I'm about to go underneath and torque all the rods. I just put the caps on and tightened them up as I went, just snugged them up a little bit. Now I need to go under there and actually torque them all. Gotta torque those, replace the main bearings, and we're gonna work from the bottom up today. First, we're gonna put some air in the system, so that way we can air the bags up. We're actually gonna overinflate them, so that way I have more room to work under there. So here we go. We're gonna go 65 foot-pounds. And now we're gonna zero it out and go 90 degrees. You gotta set the still to do that. Should be long enough. $90 degrees. Yeah. Which basically means go into it, don't go nowhere. I should have used the longer one. Next one. Now I'm gonna do the rest of them off camera. All right, got the first set of 4 down here. 4 bolts, that is. I'm gonna go ahead and mark these. Make sure that I remember that they're done. And then I'll turn the engine over and we'll do the next set. And then when I'm done with these rods, we're gonna change these main bearings. Those ones are a little bit more of a pain in the butt, but I have a longer what do you call it? Torque wrench that I'm gonna use for those. So it's not that hard. I'm kind of using, it's not a short one for this, but it's definitely, maybe it's just coming off of Thanksgiving and having a long weekend. I'm just feeling tired. All right, and now we'll do 1 and 6. Super simple. I'm gonna get this done and then we'll catch up on whatever else I get done between now and the next video. Oh yeah. Okay, we're waiting for the new oil pump for the bottom half, so I'm moving to the top half. I got my spacer plate. I got the shim in between there. Everything's copper coated in place. I just put the spacer plate on, the new head gasket, all the little journals, and the little rubber journal things for the oil return. And right now we had an oil leak on your canvas position sensor. Here's the sensor. It was leaking out of this O-ring, and it was also leaking around the housing, so I went ahead and pulled the housing off. Normally you don't have to do that, you just have to pull this out, replace the O-ring on this, which is this little brown one here. But it was also leaking around the housing, so I might as well replace it all while I'm at it. Got the head all leveled up and ready to go on. Wipe the bottom side off one last time, and I think we're ready to set it on the top here and start the long process of torquing down all these head bolts. And now we're torquing down the head bolts. First you got to go over them all at 200 foot-pounds, which I just got done with that. And then we're going to follow back over through it in sequence and torque them all down to 330 and call her good. All right, we're gonna go over all of them at 330, and then we'll have to go back over them again at 330 foot-pounds to make sure they're all seated tight yet. So I'll let you guys get a taste of like maybe 2 of these. I'm not gonna make you guys watch a 20-minute video of me just panting and trying to catch my breath. Then after this, I'll probably put the full gear on the front of the cam, and then the injectors, then the rockers, jakes, all that good stuff. You need to get the cam gear on first. And then we'll move on to installing our water. Well, I'll probably do the manifold first, then the thermostat housing. Gives you a lot more space if you leave the thermostat housing off. And then we'll hook up the fuel lines that run up across the front here. Everything's got to go in steps. It's like a giant puzzle. One giant set of Legos. Gear installed, torque down. Let's go put some O-rings together on, I don't know what I'm saying. Dun 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 dun. I just swapped her to Mission Impossible. My bad. Shoot, we're about ready to start this thing. That's enough. Time to top it off with some oil, fill up the coolant, and I believe we're ready for a test start. Last jug of oil going in. Just pouring it over the top here. I already coated everything in oil. I always like doing that after a rebuild. Kind of top that off. I need to add about another gallon. But I think we're ready for a first start. Yeah, I can get some. You didn't have a pump on the fuel pump, did you? Yeah, I pumped it, so I couldn't pump it no more. Oh, so you did pump it? I did. It should. I figured it would fire right up. Okay, let's try it again. All right. Yeah, I know. That's why I stopped pumping, so I couldn't pump it no more. It became too much of a pain.
It shouldn't take much either, man.
I wouldn't think. I figured it would fire it up, but since I pumped it so much. I think he approves. We'll have to put it under a load and get everything to seat up correctly. Well, there you have it. First fire went fairly smooth. I think it sounded really good. I'm gonna paint the valve covers before we put them on. That's why I didn't put them on yet. I'm gonna paint those to match the truck. And then we got some new stickers to put on it. And then we'll get the rest of it put back together, and we're gonna clean up some of the oil that's on this engine and touch up some of the yellow paint. Nothing too special. Just make it look clean and fresh.